Hello, Seven Virgin Farm fans. We are back. Here's a quick update of some things around the farm. Of course, we've still got these two lovable buggers. This is Pixie and Pitchfork, and they've just been for a swim in the dam. Pixie is our Hungarian Vizsla, and Pitchfork is our Irish Setter. Now here's just a few little bits and pieces from around about the farm, but we'll definitely be bringing you more updates in the future. And here's my favourite thing about springtime, bud burst on the grapevine. The apple tree's got buds on it. The old plum tree's loaded with blossoms. Looks like we're going to get a big old haul of mulberries again this year too. That's as full as it's going to get this year, guys. We don't have much rain on the horizon. It's the end of winter. Far from filling up to the top. Here's our winter crop. Beetroot, cauliflower, onions, broccoli, cabbage, fennel, celery, carrots, broad beans, radishes, peas, silver beet, spinach. And the tall plants down the end are mustard. And here are all of our starts for our summer harvest. At various stages, they've been babied inside at night time. We've got pumpkin, yellow and green zucchini, watermelon, cucumbers, beetroot, capsicum, chili, tomatoes, kohlrabi, cauliflower, all kinds of things. Let's have a quick look at our chickens. Here comes Worf, the rooster, and Bubbles, our big fat Easter egger. They think I've got food, that's why they came running. And over here under the bushes I can see a schnitzel, the white silky. Our ducks, Petunia and Priscilla. And we've added a drake to our flock, his name is Roland. And then there's two little black chicks down here who were born in April. At the moment they're called Black Bum and Redneck. Don't know if they're chickens or roosters yet. We're hoping chickens. There's Henrietta, one of the original flock. Hey Henrietta, where you go? This is Hamburger Head. She raised the two little black chicks, who are obviously not her biological offspring. Oh, there's Shiraz laying an egg. Good girl. There's our little peach tree blossoming. And it looks like we are going to get loquat fruits this year. So exciting. Some more spring flowers. It's been a while since we made a video, about a year I think, and we've spent that year learning lots of new things, building lots of new things, growing lots of things, and we are loving being on the farm. And we decided it's time to make a comeback. So here we are. Today I'm going to harvest some celery and we're going to can it in mason jars for use in cooking. We don't eat a lot of fresh celery, so we'll put it in the pantry, and then when we want to make a soup or a stew, we don't have to cut it up for a meal pie, we can just tip it straight in the pot. So come along with me and we'll do that. You know, all the usual things, like my video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll get back on the bandwagon of making more regular videos and posts. Alright, let's go can some celery. First thing I'm going to do is get into that garden and harvest the celery. Here we have the harvest. It was 6 patches, a couple of them had 2 growing in there. So I think we've got about 10 celery plants there. So let's get all these trimmed up and ready for the kitchen. We have given our celery a little bit of a rinse. We don't usually wash the food that comes out of our garden because it's got no nasties on it, but there were a few slugs and aphids and little bits and pieces in there, so I've just rinsed them off. And now I'm going to chop it. Now, why have I decided to make a comeback with canning celery? Something that probably none of you will ever do, just because I wanted to make a video and this is what I'm doing this week. And it's a way of showing you one of the ways that we preserve our food from our garden. Sharing's caring. Small stuff, medium stuff, large stuff. First of all, I'm going to pick out some nice stalks to put in the fridge, and then we'll get this all chopped up and we're going to blanch it in a pot of hot water just until it's heated through so that we can put it into the jars hot and then pop it in the pressure canner. Here's our 2 bowls of chopped up celery. There is 2.250 kilograms. Got a nice rolling boil on the water, so we'll get the celery in, bring it up to a boil, and then take it out. Celery is nearly ready to be packed. I've got my mason jars ready, my lids and my rings, and some vinegar just for wiping the rim of the lid. So I'm going to strain some of this celery off and start packing these jars. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that made 10 500ml or half pint jars of celery. That's hot celery in there now. I'm just going to top them up with the hot celery water, and then I'm just going to stir them with a chopstick to make sure all the air bubbles are out. Then I'm going to wipe the rims, put the lids on, and we'll get the pressure canner going. Hopefully this will be enough to get us through until next celery growing season. I'm not a big fan of celery soup, so that wasn't really on my agenda, but we do love celery base in our cooking. All right, let's prep these jars. Paper towel, I've got some double strength vinegar in here. Just make sure there's no obstructions on the top of the jars that will prevent it from forming a seal, because these are going to sit on the shelf in our pantry. They're not going to be refrigerated. And lids. I did the same thing with our small carrots this year. Canned them like this for use in stew bases. They go super mushy, but that's fine because you're only going to use them in cooking anyway. If you don't have a pressure canner, but you have an abundance of celery, you can also pickle it, and it tastes really good. We're going to put 5 on each layer. They're not touching each other or the sides. I just got to put a rack in between the 2 layers. The lid's on now, and we're going to bring it up to 11 pounds pressure and keep it in there for 35 minutes. And then I'll show you the finished product. Nearly there. Listen to that. I love this contraption so much. Here is our celery straight out of the pressure canner, and we are done for today. Thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Pitchfork. Pitchfork? Sorry, I've got my camera on top of the chicken feed tub, and Pitchfork just tried to help himself to the chicken food.